Looking at the sill plate above the stone and cement, we have these anchor bolts holding on. I don't know if I can. I'll try screwing them off. Hopefully it doesn't break. Hopefully I can reuse. If not, I can do some anchor bolts, glue, something like that. Here's the damaged section of where the water was the worst. But not far away, the water wasn't leaking, so that's too bad. And then all the way down, I pulled off this sort of trim that was along here, expose what I could before pulling the roof off. Yeah, doesn't look too stable. Those beams are, probably originally they were, and then they tore off this like fascia stuff, or maybe they ended there because that's as long as they could get, and then they added the other ones that came out over the porch because there was a piece that was coming out and ending right where the porch is. And then of course there was a third piece. There's that one, this small section of porch piece, and there was a third one that goes all the way over to the edge of the extension that was made, because I had to pull all those apart. So maybe originally this was stable, I don't know, but without that other stuff this doesn't look stable. So getting up there might be tenuous situation. It looks like they had some serious problems right there in the middle. It's covered in tar, and on the underside there's replacement of boards and stuff. Yeah, but also you can see the dip goes up here, then it dips down, then it dips back up. This is where the work was done to better it, I think. I still am confused about this cable. Tied in lightning rod? I mean, it's just wire that's twisted and it just hangs off. It might have been like a storm strap or something to keep holding something. I don't know why they would do that. Just one single one, the whole thing. Anyway, that's not so different from what I want to do with the 12-inch rather than the 6-inch. And see if I can get in there where it's darker. Just cut little notches where the electricity needs to go down, and then the rest is the rest is wood. Bolted on wood, it'll hold together and support what's up above. Also, I'm thinking, since I'm gonna have to put these beams across, let me just climb down. Where I need to put the beam, from over here straight across to here. It's gonna be, well, I was looking at ones that are long enough, and hey little buddy, that tail goes straight. He's trying to hold still. Anyway, the beam will go across and it'll be 6 inches minimum. But since I'm gonna have to find where I can order longer pieces of 4x6. And if I can't find it, then I'm gonna have to use a 4x8, which I did find, and it's plenty long. It's like 16, and I only need it to be, well, 12 plus 2, you know, so 14. So it'll stick out a foot on each side, or if I find a good use of it. But without that, I may have to put something up on the sill plate along all the way around to equal the height of that beam that goes straight across. It'll just be thicker is all. And then the floor will be on top of that. What I'm thinking is, let me just move this. What I'm thinking is, the 2x12 will come out to this flush, plus a notch for, the electricity things. And the buildup to equal the height of the big beam won't have to be that high. I mean, it won't have to be a whole 12 inches. So it'll just, it can be the 4 inches up or whatever over here, and it'll have plenty of space for wiring. And then of course across here, from here to the beam, back and forth, there will be beams going, to support all the way along, beam, all relying on that 4x6 or 4x8 that goes across the span. Where to place those, hopefully I can do it evenly, but there's gonna be these, the beams will have to sit on top of the 2x12, so there'll be wires coming up and trying to travel, so they may have to come up and then droop under, and then under, and then over to the next one. Or I'll just cut little notches, whatever. But I'm just trying to think of the ways to do it that'll keep the wood as intact as possible without, things that'll weaken it. And the only notches that I plan to do is where the wood is flat and bolted down, and it won't weaken it. So anyway, I am also considering raising the door frames. Right now it's 6'9", I think. It's not quite 7 feet for normal doors. I don't know, but I can reach the top, and maybe just that, 3 extra inches or something. I may, in that case, 2x12 and the build up will have a notch where the door frame would be up higher and then over. Just a small addition to make the thing higher, but that would take away, again, the strength of the wood and the crossbeam, and what's above, the wall piece. Weight, it would be redistributed, out and over to the wall, but it would be, better. I mean, if I just left it the height that it is and the board going straight across and no break in it. So, I mean, that kind of leaves me, considering it anyway. I'd like the doors to be more of a normal height, but the wall is 7 7 feet, not quite 7 feet. So with the build up, better. And then the walls and the floor of the loft will be, you know, well, higher than the concrete. So that's good. And maybe to where I could touch it, but not, you know, not bump it. So, what you doing, Pickles? Oh, what you doing? What'd you do? What'd you do to your hand? Come here. I think I'm gonna have to. Let me wrap that up. I gotta go.